And it was decided at that meeting back in July that really his first step should be to come to the commissioners, give you the presentation, answer your questions, and upon answering the questions and hearing the presentation, we would hope for some direction from the Board of Commissioners on our future involvement or potential involvement with the joint land use study. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Jason, and I do have some handouts for any.
I work for a small agency called the Office of Economic Adjustment. We are under the Office of the Secretary of Defense, and we were created primarily to assist states and communities adjust to defense actions nationwide, whether that action is a defense closure, military-based closure, a growth, realignment in defense civilians, defense contractors, and this program is our compatible use program, or our joint land use study program, primarily to work with communities, work with installations on items that could cause a potential impact, negative impact to the operational training mission at that installation, thus impacting future missions, perhaps. So this installation, 40 Indiantown Gap, was nominated by the Army. After that nomination, I came out, met with the Army, met with members of the Guard, met with their chief planner out there to talk about what are their issues, what are their concerns, and how do we move forward. After we look for today, I believe, Jamie, is some direction, thumbs up or thumbs down, as to, okay, let's move ahead, let's engage other stakeholders, other communities, potentially the state, anybody that may have something to bring to the discussion. We'll bring the Army in, we'll sit down, have a stakeholder meeting, find out what the issues are, find out what their concerns are, and then decide whether or not we want to move forward with a joint land use study, or see if there's some things that we can do absent of a joint land use study.
I'll make a motion that we cooperate in whatever capacity we're asked to cooperate with the state.
I think that's a little too far reaching at this point. And I'm willing to let them, you know, talk to other stakeholders, as you call them, but the other thing is, we did our comprehensive plan in 2007, and according to the plan, 40 Indiantown Gap already takes up 5% of the land mass of Lebanon County, none of which is on the tax rolls. So it just wonders me, you know, why we want to get too involved. The other thing, when I talked to Chris, is that there's a 90-10 split on the money. You know, it seemed to me that if we're going to help you, then we should be getting paid by the Army, you know, to help do this study, rather than having an in-kind service on our behalf without perhaps a real benefit, if any. And I do realize and recognize the importance of 40 Indiantown Gap, but I'm not sure it needs to expand, or that that'll have any type of significant impact on the safety of the free world based on the Army acquiring more acreage out there. I mean, there's plenty of facilities all over the country, and actually all over the world, that the Army has access to.
If I may respectfully, sir, I think that maybe you're overreaching with your logic, because I remember last year, before Chris Cleaver got deployed, talking about this with him, and I think the intent is more for farmland preservation and that sort of thing. It's not to acquire more land. It's to help the property owners keep their land.
Well, I'm not sure that's accurate.
I think it is.
Well, the way I read it, I did.
The joint land use study program, compatible use study, or compatible use program from Department of Defense is not about land acquisition.
Repeat your motion.
I would like to make a motion that we support them going to the state or whatever he asked to do to bring other partners on board, but also that we're going to have to do this work whether we want to cooperate or not. I think we should go with a willing spirit and allow our department to provide services. They're not asking us for money. They're asking us for services that we provide to the community anyhow.
They're asking for a 10% match.
In labor, in
Right,
kind
that
labor.
costs money. If we have that type of, if we're not getting paid.
Development is slow, and our staff is here to serve the public. What better people to serve than our military, who is putting their lives on the line for
Well,
us?
the purpose of the military is to protect the civilians.
Yes.
Which is what all of us are.
Exactly.
They come under civilian control. That's how it's set up in this country.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. 2-1.